So what we're going to do today, friends, we're going to take the presentation for a certain amount of time because, to tell you the truth, this is so extensive. It actually is 224 slides. So obviously, we're not going to go through 224 slides, right? But I wanted you to have the benefit of really paying attention to the detail that has been allotted to this presentation. That's why it's taking so long. If it were just 20, 30 slides, it'd be up and running by now. But it's loading 224 slides. And so in the end, you're just going to be so excited that you'll have the whole thing. And then, Burton, once Martha arrives over your end there, then you can make it over maybe a 5-part series, like 50 slides, at a time. And I was thinking seriously, but because today is the day that Martha Root leaves here, so I felt I wanted to have it on today. And of course, everybody's recovering from Nowruz, right? So, so, and to be honest, for some of them, it's feast tonight on top of it all. So we're having a triple whammy. We've got feast going, we've got a tiredness of Nowruz partying again. And so, okay, let me go and have some. I want to share with you, whilst it's still loading, uh, uh, I remember there are 2 visits to Martha Root's grave that I specifically remember. The first time, I didn't even know that on Oahu, because I became a Baha'i on Kealakekua on the Big Island. I had heard about Martha Root, but as a brand new Baha'i, so what? It's just another woman, right? So I wasn't aware of the importance of her station. And can you pour me some water?
Yeah, sure.
There you go. And so I moved to Waikiki, and I had this really nice fancy car. And the NSA said, "Oh, Sabina, do you want to pick up a hand of the car?" So of course I volunteered. And it was Mr. Featherstone. And Mr. Featherstone knew where the grave was, right? He's been there many times. This was sort of a home visit for them. Thank you, Cameron. And so it was at night. They always arrived close to midnight. So it was dark and a full moon. I remember that. Balmy, white, Hawaii nights. And so he went right to the grave. And that was my introduction to the grave, was standing next to Mr. Featherstone. And the sudden transformation of the hand of the cars that was chitty-chatting with me in the car, and he knew by then I was a fairly new Baha'i, right? And he said, "Had you been there before?" I said, "No," and so on. And the transformation of the passenger in the car to the man who now arrived at Martha Root's grave, I'll never forget it. I was so mesmerized with looking at the hand of the car's Featherstone. And I thought, what just happened here? And it was this into the realm of the above. He was just no longer standing on the ground or the midnight moon, over Martha Root's grave. And it was just, he was just completely absent. And he began to chant prayers. And I thought to myself, wow, I have to remember this. I remember saying to myself, wow, I've got to remember this. This is obviously very special, right? And so the next time I picked somebody up, it was Chief Steve Old Coyote. So we drive Chief Steve Old Coyote over to Martha Root's grave, and we arrived there. And he gets into his position as you do when you get to Martha Ruth's grave. And then all of a sudden, he has this hard, I mean, rendering, screaming native chant that I was just jarred to the ground. I thought, oh my God. And I remember thinking about that, oh, I hope nobody wakes up. And I thought, what are you doing? You're standing in the middle of a graveyard. Nobody's going to wake up. We wish that's all it took, right? But I remember he just from the bottom of his soul chanting it and shaking. And I'm just standing there. And I thought, oh, that Martha really brings it out in paper. And so some of those, my own experiences, when I had a really, really very sad occasion in my life, I went to her grave. And I remember putting my head in her grave. And I just wept. I just let go of it. Just absolutely lost it. But I felt comforted. You know, the stone was still slightly warm when I was there. I remember having it on my forehead, on my cheek. From the hot sun, you know, during the day. In the evening, it was still warm. And remember, because I didn't want to go during the day, I didn't want anybody to see me. So I went there like 9ish. And I remember this feeling of absolute calmness, this feeling of being protected, this feeling you're not alone. And Martha Ruth said that they say, excuse me, that Chogi Fendi said that the conquerors on high, 24/7, that means around the clock, swarm and guard the grave of Martha Ruth. And I think when you stand there, you become very aware of this. In the Baha'is, we always remind every visitors that it is said that the conquerors on high at all times is hovering around the grave of Martha Ruth. And we have Agnes Alexander's grave too, and I don't want to compare the two graves. These were amazing women, right? But the truth of it is, you can feel the difference. And there's something just an absolute magic about visiting the grave of Martha Ruth. And I would say, if any of you ever have an opportunity to go through Honolulu, please make sure you either ask for a homestay or you book enough time in between to take an Uber to the grave so you can catch your plane, because it's really a must experience. It's nothing that compares other than going to the Holy Land. It's the only other place that I can think of that has that power of complete immersion is Martha Ruth's grave. And so I'm still waiting here for my slides to be. Why do you think it's taking so long? Is it because they're not up? I'm sorry, we're still working on loading, and you recently opened. Should we do it again? Go in it again. Just now. Yeah, okay, just now. Go back in. I'm so sorry. I'm just feeling terrible that can't open. So something went wrong. Live and I can't open. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, go with this one. Can't open. Okay, hang on just a second. Oh, I think this is it. Hang on. I'm looking at it. Okay, all right. Let me just do something.
Well, it cannot open that one.
Okay.
So try opening another one.
Try this one again.
No, not again.
Okay.
Look in not recent. Go to your cloud.
Oh, my cloud. Okay. Hang on just a second. I think we are. All right. And those are the two then. All right, let me go into the email, and I just opened it from the email. That might be the solution. And let me just go here. I think he sent it there. Okay, this is the second. Dwayne Truxa. Let me see. Doctor, there we go. Dwayne Troxel. Here we go. And it is just a second. Is this the one here? Just a second. I just have to. Is this the one? No. Is the Dwayne? It's the second. The second.
That's last year.
Okay. The second.
It's the very, very top one.
The very top one. Oh, here, they open. Okay. All right. Hopefully this will do it. Ooh. I had it open several times today. You gotta be kidding me. What am I gonna do? Okay. Let me do one more thing. Let me do one more thing. Oh, I'm so sorry, folks. Let me do one more thing. Let me just see. Drive.
PowerPoint. PowerPoint.
Oh, PowerPoint. Here we go.
Oh no, that was PowerPoint.
That was PowerPoint. I opened the file and it opened before, and I looked through the whole thing, and I don't understand why it doesn't do it now.
Oh, try exiting out of PowerPoint.
Exiting out of PowerPoint?
And then go back into it.
Okay. All right. Go back in again.
I don't know how do you exit stuff.
Like that?
Cool.
Okay, now go back in again.
Yeah.
All right. Because I looked at it several times in preparation for this. And let me try one more time. Please. Please be good to me. This might do it. I think this is doing it.
I want to tell another story about Martha Root.
Well, Martha Root. So in our museum, we have, of course, some dust from Martha Root's grave. We have in our museum some Martha Root traveled, and I wish I could show it to you. Martha Root traveled with these tiny little, and some of you old timers might have seen them, but they're about 1.5 inches, 2 inches by 1 inch. She traveled with these little blue that has the number 9 on the outside. And in Hawaii, when there was this, I think it was, oh yeah, I think it's loading. And so there we go. Can you see it? All right. Okay. Oh, thank God for that. Man, I had myself worried here for a second. And so let's see. Anyway, so Roy Wilhelm was really, she paid for her own travel. She was made sure that everybody knew that, and for her own hotel stays and everything. The only thing that was deputized were her teaching materials, because she gave it away by the ton, not by the pound. And so they had to be very small. And when you look at the, how can we put that in the full screen mode? Do you know, Cameron?
Mm.
How do we put this slide into a full screen mode?
Oh, right, yeah.